So we are continuing to work on our teapots, our still life. It's a still life because we're drawing things that would be still. Basically, it would take somebody to move the objects around to actually have movement. So this is called a still life because it is drawing a picture of things that are still. Now, I'm finished with my first teapot and I'm ready to work on my second. Now, when you choose your colors, you want to choose what are called complementary colors. Complementary colors are colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel. I have my color wheel here, and what we're looking at is colors that are directly opposite each other on the color wheel. So if I were to draw a straight line across, yellow's complement is purple. If I do a straight line across, blue's complement is orange, and a straight line across from red goes to green. Complementary colors are important colors for artists because one of the colors is very bright and looks like it moves forward, while the other color is darker and it looks like it moves back in a picture. So my first teapot is blue, so I'm going to use the complementary color orange for my second teapot. So I've got all the supplies that I need. I've got my egg carton. It has my white and my black. I'm not worried about the blue that is in it. I have my individual color of orange, my container. I've got a mixing palette. I've got a water cup as well. So I'm going to start with the plain color. On this one, I'm going to do things a little bit different. I want my light to be in the middle, and I'm going to work darker to the edges. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix my lighter color. Notice I'm scooping up a bunch of the paint because mine is bigger. My second one is bigger. It's being overlapped by the little one. So I'm going to scoop out white. Do this a couple times because I want to mix enough of it. And I'm going to mix up the orange and the white. So I'm making my lighter tint. So this is the one that's going to be in the middle. You can see I still have some orange I didn't mix up. You'll see how I do that in just a second. So I'm going to work from the middle down the same kind of way I did with the first one. You decide what size paintbrush you need. Okay, so if you think you need a small paintbrush, then you are definitely doing that. I like my medium. So I'm going to paint that tint right there in the middle. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm ready to add a little bit more orange to that. So I'm making it a little bit more orange. Notice I'm not mixing the whole entire thing up. I'm just doing a small little area. So now I'm going to go on either side of that light. Remember, we do not want a stripe. We want the colors to blend together. So you got to go slowly. I got to really take my time. I'm going to now start to blend those two colors together on the edge. So you can kind of see how it's blending together on the edge. I go very carefully around the handle. And I make sure I go on the inside. So now there's not a stripe. So I'm going to do the same kind of thing on the other side. If I run out of paint, then I just mix up a little bit more. Remember, I'm not going to paint my spout right now. I'm going to wait and do that later. So now I'm ready to blend. want you to notice I have not added water to my brush, and I've not cleaned it because I've only got those two colors there. Now I need some more orange, but my paint brush is kind of messy, so I'm going to clean this. Some extra clean in there. Now I'm going to get some more orange and add it to there. Again, I still have my lightest area. I'm not mixing the entire thing. If I notice I put a little too much orange, I can always get a little bit more of that white. That's why it's good not to mix up the entire thing. And now I can start working on the next section. And I'm going to leave the spout. And this time, I'm going to go right to the other edge. Go ahead and start painting it instead of blending. So you can do it different ways. I'm concentrating on what I'm doing, and I'm staying on task. So now I'm going to get that next color and get enough of it. Put it on either side. When you're done painting the teapots, you're going to work on the background. You're going to be making gray, two different types of grays, two values of grays. One's going to be dark gray and the other's going to be light gray. So I have put white and black on my mixing palette, and I'm mixing that up. Again, not spreading it all over the mixing palette. And then I'm going to paint that on the background. So you can see I'm doing fast forward and I'm moving very quickly kind of through it. You're going to have to take your time with yours. Once you make your first gray, now you're going to make your second. You can see I made my first gray. It was too light. It matched the top too much. So I had to go back and add more black to it to make sure that there is a real clear difference between the wall behind the teapot and the actual table it is sitting on. The whole thing gets painted down to the bottom, and then it's going to go on the drying rack. You know what to do with everything else.